Okay, now my students, we are proceeding looking on the characteristics of the hormone, and the characteristics of the plant hormones. Whereby in the last part of this session, we try to look on the characteristics of the hormone and simply introduction of the plant hormone. So another characteristic of the plant hormone, we can say that each plant hormone evokes many different responses. Each plant hormone, it evokes many different responses. For example, we have auxin hormone. The production of auxin hormone within the body of a plant, it can evoke different kinds of processes to occur within a plant. For example, the auxin hormone, it is responsible for bringing growth within a plant. Not only that, for differentiation to occur within a plant and other function, and cell elongation and so on. Those differentiation, those function is due to the characteristics that the plant hormone they exhibit. That is, we are saying that each plant hormone evoke many different responses. Plant hormone moja ikiproduziwa ndani ya mmea inaleteleza matokeo mbalimbali, matokeo mengi ndani ya the body of a plant. And that is a characteristic of a plant hormone. And another characteristic of the plant hormone, we can say that the effect of different plant hormones overlap and may be stimulatory or inhibitory. Let's repeat again. That is, we are saying that the effects of the different plant hormones overlap and may be stimulatory or inhibitory. So hiyo ni characteristics of a plant hormone, kwamba yale matokeo ya plant hormone au production of one hormone inaweza inaweza ikafanya kazi kwa kushirikiana. For example, auxin hormone, it can collaborate with the gibberellin hormone to provide one response. But also those response, it can be either stimulatory or inhibitory response. That is, it can work together to provide one response. And also it can go or it can work in opposite of one another so that it can provide one response. We're going more further to see what is this inhibitory and stimulatory, and on how these hormones they work together so that it can bring only one effect or only one response within a plant. But here you have to know that this plant they can affect the different plant hormones, overlap, and may cause stimulatory or maybe stimulatory or inhibitory hormone. So ile overlap between one hormone and another hormone, it can be either stimulatory, either to cause growth, cell elongation, and so on. But also this hormone, they can overlap. So for example, cytokinin and the auxin, it can overlap, but they overlap, it is inhibitory, meaning that one hormone, it inhibits the function of another hormone. So that is the characteristic of this plant. And another characteristic of this plant, that is, each plant hormone performs specific function in the plant body. So kila plant hormone iliyokuwepo kwenye the body of a plant, it provides a specific function within a plant body. Kwa kama patakuwa na production of the cytokinin or abscisic acid or ethine within the body of a plant, it will be responsible for providing the effective specific effect within the plant body. If it is responsible for ripening of the fruit, it will only produce and cause the ripening of the fruit and not other function. And that is the meaning of the each plant hormone perform the specific functions in the plant body. And another function here, we say that the biosynthesis of the plant hormone within a plant tissue is always diffused, not localized. So hile biosynthesis of a plant hormone, it is diffused, meaning that it is diffused from the region of a low concentration to the region of a higher concentration. Biosynthesis, meaning that artificial plant hormone, ile ambayo itakuwa inaproduciwa artificially, that is man-made. So ile introduction of plant hormone within a plant, that is artificial hormone, ndipo ambapo tunasema kwamba it is introduced or it is always diffused, meaning that inafanywa diffusion, inatokea kwenye region of the low concentration to higher concentration and not localized. And another characteristic of this plant hormone, we can say that the production of a plant hormone occurs very often at a site of active growth within a meristem before the cell have been fully differentiated. So hili production ya plant hormone, we can say that it occurs very often in the site of the active growth, sehemu ambapo nakuwa na ile active growth. Kwa sehemu ambayo inakuwa na active growth, a good example on the apex of the leaves is whereby there is active growth. So ile ambapo kwenye active growth ndipo ambapo hizi plant hormone they are produced. A good example, we have the auxin hormone, whereby it is produced whereby there is in the region where there is active production, or in the region whereby the meristem is occurring, that is in the apex of the root or in the apex of the shoot. So we can say that after the production, they are sometimes moved on other part of the plant where they cause an immediate effect, or they can be stored in the cell to be released later. So ile production baada be produced either in the apex of the root or in the apex of the shoot, haiwezi ikaendelea kubaki pale pale. Imebi produced kwa sababu inatakiwa ikafanya specific response. Kwa hiyo sasa itaondoka kwenye that region, thereby itaenda kwenye other region so that it can cause the effect. And also here we are seeing that where they cause the immediate effect, or they can be stored in the cell then to be released later on. Kwa kama haitakuwa na effect, ina be stored within the cell. So pale ambapo itakuwa inahitajika kwa inatolewa kwenye that region of the cell, stored within the cell so that it can provide the effect within the body of a plant. So my student, those are the characteristics of a plant hormone or phytohormones in general. So now I would like to take you through another thing, that is the introduction of the next session. That is the types of the plant hormones. So we can say that we have almost 5 types of the plant hormone or group of the plant hormone. And the first one, it is called the auxin. Auxin ni hormone ambayo inapatikana within the body of a plant. And also we have another hormone, that is gibberellin's hormone. And also we have another one that is called the cytokinin's hormone. Number 4 here, it is called ethine or ethylene hormone. Lastly, we have abscisic acid, or we can call it ABA or ABA, meaning that is hormone which is found within the plant species. But before we finalize to go see those hormones, I have to show you something that it is very important so that you can understand on when we are discussing on the type, on these hormones which are found within the plant body. And that is, we are saying that this hormone can perform their function either independently or synergetically, working together to effect a certain function. Tunasema kwamba hizi hormones zote ambazo tumezitaja 5 zinaweza zikafanya kazi pamoja au zinaweza zikafanya kazi synergetically. That is, moja inakuwa inaikinza nyingine. Yani the function of auxin, it is going opposite the function of the cytokinin. And that is, we can say that it is called synergetically. Synergetically, it is working together to effect the certain function. So it can be either auxin and gibberellins. They work together so that it can provide one response or one effect within the plant body. For example here we have the auxin are known as the growth promoters, kwa sababu hizi auxin hormone ndizo ambazo zinahusika provide growth within a plant. So these auxin hormones, since they influence plant growth and assist in production of phototropic response, which will result in growth. So now this auxin hormone, tulisema kwamba hizi plant hormones zinaweza zikafanya kazi independently, kwa maana kwamba hormone moja inafanya kazi kwa kujitegemea yenyewe. For example, hii auxin hormone, it has that ability to work independently by providing growth within a plant. But sometimes we can say that this auxin hormone, it can work together with the gibberellins that act together to bring about the cell elongation. So this one we can call it, it is a synergism. The process whereby the auxin hormone collaborate with the gibberellin hormone to provide about cell elongation. Hiyo process tunaita synergism. Kwa maana kwamba hormone zimeshirikiana kufanya kazi moja. Kazi gani? Ni cell elongation. So thereby that process it is called synergism. But alternatively inafanya kazi ya vice versa yake. Sasa tunasema kwamba two hormones may work in opposite one another, like auxin which induce apical dominancy while cytokinin prevent it. So this is known as antagonism. So inakuwa ni opposite. Pia kuna hormone ambazo zinafanya kazi in opposite way. For example here we have seen that we have auxin hormone. Hii auxin hormone within a plant inaweza ikasababisha apical dominance, meaning that elongation of the apical, either the apical of a plant, that is a apical of the leaf, or apical of the shoot, or apical of the roots. Kwa hiyo sasa hii auxin ina cause elongation, but we have this hormone ambayo inaitwa cytokinin, it prevent the apical elongation either of a root or either of a shoot. So hiyo tunasema kwamba hormone moja ikiwork in opposite of other hormone, is that we call antagonism. So hizo ni hormone, zote ni plant hormone, lakini zinafanya kazi kwa kukinzana. Moja inaikinza nyingine isifanye hiyo kazi. So that is a good example. We can say that we have auxin and we have the cytokinin that will work in opposite of one another. So my student, after we have seen those terms, that is antagonism and the antagonism and synergism, now I would like to welcome you again, my student, into the next session, is whereby we are going to discuss those 5 hormones. We're going to start looking on the hormone that is auxin hormone. And by saying so, this marks the end of our today's session. So thank you for following us, Educator TZ, and bye-bye. Have a nice moment.